Alright, hello, this is WetEgg, and today I'm going to be showing you a quick tutorial on how to port any sort of like melee weapon model to a Black Ops 3 melee weapons animations, so you can do custom melee weapons in your map. So to start with, you want to have your model that you're going to use that you're adding basically. So here is a katana I found on a Sketchfab. There's quite a few models on there that you can use for free. As long as you give credit, I believe. So yeah, find a model on there or use a model you've created and get it into Maya here. Now what you want to do is also find a suitable replacement model that you want to take the anims from BO3. So here I've got the Black Ops 3 katana. Here it is. I'm just going to move it so you can see. There it is. And yeah, what we're going to be doing is attaching the new model that we want to use to the bones of the Black Ops 3 one. You can see here we've got 5 bones here. And yeah, we'll attach those to the katana. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is move your new model to match the proportions of the existing model. You can see here the katana I have is quite a bit bigger than the Black Ops 3 one. So you want to select the mesh for your model, which is the actual modeled part, and you want to go to the properties of it up in the top right here. This is the attribute editor, and here we can change the scale of it. So I'm going to scale it down to about 0.8 on all of the axes. There we are. That fits quite a bit better, although I'm not completely happy, so I'm going to do another 0.1 down to 0.7. So here we are, we set that scale, and that looks pretty much perfect. I think that will be good enough for how we want to get it. You'll never get it exactly right to match up with the animations, because the animations weren't made for this model, but the closest you can get is the best it'll look, really. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to bind the joints to the mesh of the new model. First off, we want to remove the old mesh just so that the weight painting doesn't get confused when we bind the joints. So just simply select the mesh group or the meshes for the model and press backspace and it will delete them. So now you can see there's nothing attached to these joints so far, and that is good because now we can attach our new model to it. So to attach the joints to the new mesh, we want to select all of the joints by either selecting each one with shift and click, or select tag weapon, go to the select tab at the top here and click hierarchy, and it will select everything underneath the tag weapon joint. Now we have all our joints selected, we want to control click our mesh for the katana, or whatever model you're using, and now you want to press this button up here in the rigging tab. There's a button here, it has like 2 lines and 2 dots inside of like a triangle shape. You want to select that. You can see here now that the tag weapon joint is moving the model, which is exactly what we want. Okay, now that our sword is attached to tag weapon, we want to make sure that the only joint that moves the model is tag weapon. So if we select the mesh here and we hold right click here and we go to paint skin weights tool, it will open up this menu here. Now you can see currently all of the joints are affecting our sword somewhat. You can see there's a bit of grey up here where tag flash is affecting the top of the sword, and we don't want that. We want the sword to be controlled just by tag weapon. So simply to do that, all you have to do is go down here, make sure that the paint operation is on replace and we're in paint mode, and set the opacity and value to 1, and then simply click flood, and you can see now that tag weapon is fully controlling the sword. And if I reopen the tool here, you can see none of the other tags are affecting the sword whatsoever. And yeah, now we can move tag weapon and move the sword, and tag flash doesn't move it, tag knife effects doesn't move it. That's good, that means it is all properly set up now. And yeah, now what we need to do is move the tag flash and tag knife effects to the tip of the sword as they were on the Black Ops 3 model. So simply select the joints and use the arrows on the viewport to move them to the desired position. Just like that. I want to get it quite exact. I think these joints will play the blood effects when you hit an enemy with your sword, so it's important to put those in the right place. And I believe these two joints we use for parts of the model that we don't have, like the sheath and the ring. So we can just go ahead, select them, and press backspace to delete them. There we go. Now we have our sword and the FX joints. Now we're pretty close to being done here, I believe. I think all we have to do now is export the model. So what we want to do is select the mesh and the joints. Make sure we've got everything by doing select hierarchy. And now we want to get ready to export. So for this step, to export to Black Ops 3, you're going to need the Call of Duty tools. They are on the internet. If you just search Call of Duty modtools, they should show up, and it should tell you how to install them on there. So go ahead and do that, get them installed, and it should, once you restart Maya, make sure to save your scene, it should show up with this menu here. So we can go down to Export X Model and select it, and it will bring up this menu here. And we click Save To, we click the three dots, and we choose a file path. So I will be going to my custom folder. Alright, I actually forgot that most people don't usually have a custom folder, so what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to make your own custom folder in the Black Ops 3 tools. So here you are, you've got your Black Ops 3 root folder. This is where all of the different types of assets are stored. You can see model export and texture assets, etc. But what we want to do is make a custom folder for our own assets so that they're easier to find, and if you ever have to like move your assets, you can easily just move one folder. So yeah, if you haven't got it already, make an _custom folder in your BO3 root, and then open it and make your own folder in there. I've got my own folder here. You can see a couple other people have used _custom. Yeah, you want to make your own folder and then put your own folder path in. I've got the Katana Melee here. So yeah, make your folders, put your assets in there, and then to make sure that the game knows how to find those assets, what you want to do is open the bin folder and go to converter gdt directories 0.txt. Open that up. You want to open that up, and here you have the list of folders. You can see I already have _custom in here, but that basically what you want to do is add that. So you can go to AI type, press enter, then type _custom above it, and save the file like so, and then close it. And now when BO3 is putting your map together, it knows where to find the assets in _custom, and you can make your own folders in here for whatever you want. Yeah, back to the tutorial for my assets, and let's make a new folder. We'll do Katana Melee. There we go. And then I'm going to make a folder and put it to the name of X models, and here we'll put the model name. Now you can name the model whatever you wish, but I'm going to name something that makes sense for mine, so I'm going to use high-res Katana model, and you can hit save and click export selected. This doesn't matter, you can continue without saving, although it is recommended to save your model just in case you lose your progress. And now we can click yes. There we go, it did the progress, it exported the model. So now this model should be ready to use in Black Ops 3. Here we are in the Black Ops 3 mod tools launcher. Now what we want to do is we want to get the model set up in Ape so we can use it for the animations instead of the Black Ops 3 model. So what you want to do is click this icon up here with the picture of the monkey, and this will open the asset property editor, which is called Ape. Now what this lets us do is it lets us add models into the game, and it also lets us change what models are used by animations and weapons, etc. It's basically your lifeline when doing anything in the mod tools regarding weapons, so you want to remember how to use this thing. I won't be showing you how to use it completely in this video, but there are other videos out there that show you how to use Ape in a general sense that will help you get to grips with the different options you have. So here we have the GDT area. This is where we see all of our GDTs. It tells us, they basically store all the assets, and we want to make a new one for our sword, I think. So I will go to my folder, go to the Katana Melee, and I'll create a GDT. We'll call it Katana Melee. There we go, save. And here we are, Katana Melee, there's our GDT. We can shorten the list down to just our GDT here by typing into the GDT filter box. And here we are, Katana Melee. And now we want to create a new X model asset. So you right click the GDT and you click new asset and you change the asset type to X model here. And then you want to name it something unique so that it doesn't collide with another asset in all of the GDTs you have. So I'm going to call it high res katana model. Keep in mind you can't put capital letters in here, so make sure you have caps lock turned off. There we go. We now have our new model. And click number of LODs, set it to 1. So this is the level of detail here, and then we will open up our Katana model folder, go to the X models, and here is our model. Click that, and here it is. It might not be textured because we haven't set up the textures yet, but that can be done in just a second. But here is our model. You can rotate the model by holding left alt and left click and dragging, as you can see, and also left alt and right click zooms in and out when you drag forwards. And yeah, that's how you look at your model, but it doesn't really look very good right now, so I'm going to set up the textures for it here. You can see we have the material here, and it's not created, it's not existing, so we will click this blue icon and create the material. Click OK. Here we have our new material. I will set this one to Geometry Advanced and Lit Advanced Full Spec. Here you can see now it's white and it has registered our material properly. And we can now start filling it in, so I will do that now. Alright, here we are. Now our material is fully set up with our textures, and here is our textured model. I think it looks quite good. Very nice textures. And a very nice model. Actually, I have just noticed an error as well. Here it says high-res katana material. I have capitals in the name of the material, but Black Ops 3's asset editor doesn't actually allow that, so what we have to do is edit the material in the model. So I'll show you how to do that really quick. In our scene for our model here, we want to select the mesh and open Hypershade with this little ball icon at the top. And here we can edit our materials. So here is the material that was causing the problem. And what we can do is go to the name down here and just remove these capital letters. Make them lowercase, like so. There we go. That should be fixed now. And we can re-export our model like so, like that. Export X model and then re-export it. There we go. And now when we reload it in Ape, there it is. There's our material. It finally says it exists, and we can now use this in game. Well, not quite yet, because what we need to do now is we need to replace the model in the weapon file. So what I'm going to do is go to the katana. Here is the base BO3 katana. This is available on DevRaw as an asset. It's the BO3 katana put into the Ape because it's not in there by default. We want to grab the bullet weapon, which is the weapon file, which basically controls what model it uses and the animations, etc. And yeah, what we want to do is right click and click copy, and then go back to our GDT here and paste it. And I'm going to call this high-res katana underscore ZM, like so. And there it is. And now I'm going to change the name to just katana. And now I'm going to change the model. So in the top right there is a filter box, and you can type whatever you want in there to filter by that type. I'm going to filter by model. Here we can see the X model section. This is the view model, and here is the world model. We want to change these to our model, so we will type in high-res katana model. Here it is. This is the one we just set up. And I'm going to do the same for the world model as well, because I think they should be alright to use. And change the stowed model as well. There we go. So now we've changed our model, and yeah, that should be it for the weapon. Now I think this is ready to test in Black Ops 3, so to load our weapon, what we want to do is select the map that we're going to use here, right click and go to edit zone file, and then right at the bottom what we want to do is we want to basically add in our model. So I'm going to put a little comment here that says what it is. It's a high-res katana, and I'm going to type in weapon, that's the type, and then comma, and then I'm going to do high-res katana, which I'm pretty sure, high-res katana underscore ZM. There we are. There's the name of our weapon file. It should now be loaded into the game, and now what we can do is we can link our map and see if it adds the model in. Okay, here we are. Now I fixed all of the duplicate assets. We should be okay to link our map and see the assets get converted for the game. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time, but that's alright. Here we are, you can see the model is now converting X-Mesh high-res katana model. There are a few warnings, but you don't have to worry about warnings. They don't really mean anything important. Unless you're making your own model, you might want to try and fix those, but I've never had a problem with it, and, you know, it should be fine. Here you can see all of the textures being converted here. Here we are, converting image. And there we go. Our map has done linking, and it's completely ready to go, I believe. So here we click run and build, and let's see our sword in action. Alright, here we are in game. You can see our map has loaded, and what we want to do now is we want to give ourselves the weapon. So what you want to do to open the console to give the weapon is press the tilde key. It is above tab, and you can see the command bar at the top. You want to type in /give and the name of the weapon, which I put as high-res katana. There we are. Now, if you have _ZM, basically that is just to tell the game what game mode the weapon is for. You don't necessarily have to put it there, and if you're typing the command in game, you don't have to include the _ZM part because it won't work. But yeah, here we are. We got our sword in game. It linked all correctly. You can see the animations are working pretty damn well. And yeah, the weapon works perfectly fine. You can see here, kills zombies well enough, I think. And yeah, all the animations work. You got sprinting, sliding, ADS, swinging, pretty much everything you need. And yeah, that's essentially how you put whatever model you want in as a melee weapon. And you know, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions or suggestions for other tutorials, please put them in the comments and I will answer the comment that you put. Catch you guys later.